Have you ever had a dream so big, so vivid, that you could almost taste it? But somehow it always felt just out of reach. This is the story of Arav, a young man from a small village who dreamed of becoming a great writer. His heart was a treasure chest of ideas and his mind overflowed with brilliant imagination. But Arav had a problem many of us face. He couldn't stick to anything for long. One day, he'd pour his soul into 2 pages of a story, only to abandon it the next. He'd start a journal, full of passion, and leave it blank after just 3 days. Weeks rolled into months, and while his dream burned as brightly as ever, his efforts were like scattered puzzle pieces, never quite forming a complete picture. He was stuck in a cycle of starting, stopping, and feeling deeply frustrated with himself. One evening, feeling defeated, Arav wandered down to the riverside. There he saw an old man, patiently carving intricate shapes onto a massive rock with nothing more than a small, simple chisel. Arav was mesmerized. How could such a tiny tool make any difference to such a mighty stone? He had to know. Curiously, he approached the man and asked, "Baba, how long have you been working on this rock?" The old man looked up, his face etched with kindness, and smiled. "Every day," he replied softly. "For 1 hour, for the past 2 years." Arav was stunned. 2 whole years? With just a tiny chisel? "Didn't you get tired?" he asked. "Didn't you ever lose hope?" The old man's eyes twinkled with wisdom. "Son," he said, "this chisel alone could never break the rock. But my consistency, my daily effort, that is what makes the impossible possible. The rock doesn't change with 1 strike, but every single strike counts. It's not the force of 1 blow, but the repetition of many, that shapes it." Those words struck Arav deeper than the chisel ever struck the stone. It was a moment of profound clarity. He realized that he had been waiting for a single, powerful burst of inspiration to write his masterpiece, when the real magic lay in small, consistent actions. That very night, Arav returned home with a new resolve. He wasn't going to promise himself a whole book. He made a small, manageable commitment. He would write just 1 page every single day, without fail. The first week was a breeze. His mind buzzed with fresh ideas and his pen practically danced across the paper. But soon, the old enemies, laziness and self-doubt, began to creep back in. Some nights, he was exhausted after a long day. Some mornings, he felt completely uninspired, staring at a blank page. But in those moments of weakness, he remembered the old man's words. Every strike counts. So even on the hardest days, when he felt he had nothing left to give, he forced himself to write. Sometimes it was a full page, other times just a few lines. The important thing was, he showed up. He kept his promise to himself. Days turned into weeks, and weeks turned into months. Slowly, almost imperceptibly at first, the pages began to pile up. A stack of 10 became 50, 50 became 100, then 200, then 300. Until one incredible day, a thick, heavy manuscript lay on his desk. Arav had done it. He had completed his very first book. But the journey wasn't over. Arav sent his manuscript to publishers and one by one rejection letters came back. The old doubt started whispering again. Maybe you're just not good enough. It was a critical moment. The old Arav would have given up. But the new Arav, the one who understood the secret of the chisel, knew better. Instead of quitting, he just kept writing. Another page, another story, another submission, another. He applied the lesson of consistency not just to his writing, but to his pursuit of publication. He kept striking the rock. After 2 more years of this steady, unwavering effort, it finally happened. An editor saw the spark in his work, and one of his books was accepted for publication. Soon after, readers began to discover his stories. They fell in love with his characters and his worlds. His words began to inspire thousands of people. And Arav became known as the young man who turned his dream into a breathtaking reality, 1 single page at a time. So, my friends, what is the rock in your life? What is the dream you feel is too big to achieve? Remember Arav's story. Success doesn't come from what you do once in a while. It comes from what you do every single day, like the slow, steady drops of water that carve great canyons, or the patient chisel that shapes unyielding stone. Your small, consistent efforts have the power to create wonders. It's the daily workout, the 15 minutes of practice, the single page written that builds the future you desire. If this story sparked even a tiny bit of motivation in you today, don't let that feeling fade. Nurture it. Take one small action right now towards your goal. And if you'd like more stories like this to keep you inspired on your path, please like this video, share it with someone who might need a little hope, and subscribe to walk with us on this journey of growth. Remember, your success is not built in a day. It is built day by day. Thank you for watching.